I'm a lowlife, but now people call me the king. Tearing it up with every lyric that I bring to the table. Because I'm willing and able. I'm in more homes than Comcast cable. I got the skill that'll rattle your brain. I'm a threat like Saddam Hussein. Everybody know my name. Joe Habib's a top soldier. Kid, they should have told you. You really need to pack a lunch. My words hit hard just like a Tyson punch. So give me a chance. I bet you I can make you dance. Show me your girl. I bet you I get in her pants. I'm breaking egos and money is what I'm stacking. Joe Habib on the mic. You know I'm down for action. Shout out to Make Beats Sir and the Beat Smith and the whole Rope a Dope radio crew. Yeah.
All right, good morning, everybody. So we're gonna talk about it. Dana White was caught on video. Video was released yesterday. His wife slapped him, and he slapped her back repeatedly a couple times, more than once, and it was caught on video, and it's been put all over the internet. TMZ released the video. I think they have rights to the video, so no one can really play the video, but it's been out there. I'm sure all of you've seen it. And Dana White came out and said, under no circumstances is it right for a man to ever put his hands on a woman. He said it in a statement in a video yesterday, and he's said it in the past. And, you know, he admits what he did was wrong, and he's not justifying it. And he did say that was the first time that it has happened. But I do want to stay consistent with this, and I think basically, you know, I always suspect when someone does it so freely in public. I said it with the Tank situation, and I'm going to stay consistent and say it with this situation. I have to wonder what goes on behind closed doors. You know, and I know the equal rights, equal lefts people are going to say, well, you know, she hit him first, so he has the right to hit her back. But I'm going to explain why I don't agree with that. And even Dana White himself does not agree with that. I understand the argument, but I just don't agree with it. And I'll tell you why. It's when a woman hits a man, to me, it's equivalent to someone bringing a knife to a gun fight. Now, Eric and I talked about this on Sunday's show, and men and women are not equal, right? When I say that, that doesn't mean that I think a man is more valuable than a woman in terms of you know, worth is worth less than a man. Does that mean that I think that you know, men are, you know, are basically held to a higher worth than women? No, we're just different. Men are significantly stronger than women. We are not equal in many areas, right? We're just not, right? But with that being said, getting back to the comparison that I made and the analogy I use, when a woman hits a man, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. We see when women slap, and we see how they telegraph everything, and they cannot hit and generate the same amount of power that a man can generate, right? It's just obvious. And I have to be honest too. When I see a woman squaring up with me, I'm just not intimidated. My fear level does not get that high. I don't feel that in danger when a woman hits me. I just don't. It's not the same as when a man hits you. And as I said, a man can cause significantly more damage to a woman than she can to a man. And in just about all the cases that we see, the amount of violence, right, that a woman inflicts on the man in the exchange, it's so disproportionate the return fire that the man gives to the woman after being hit by the woman. So even in that video, you saw his wife slapped him once. It wasn't even a hard slap, but he retaliated by repeatedly slapping her. He didn't just slap her back once, he repeatedly slapped her back, right? And, again, by nature, men are more aggressive than women, right? We can be more hostile. We can be more aggressive than women, right? We can. It's just in our nature. We have the higher testosterone. We can be more violent than them. It's not in their nature to fight like us. They don't have it. I mean, again, there's going to be exceptions to the rule. We understand that. And generally, when people use exceptions to the rule, they do it for two reasons. Number one, they are either that exception or they're just trying to win an argument. And I've said this before: we don't deal with probabilities here. We deal with possibilities. That's what we deal with here, right? So the reason why don't believe it should be equal rights, equal lefts, because again, we're not equal. We're just not equal. And I know women like to say that we're equal, some of these feminists out there. And as you know, in response to those feminists, men love to come back with they want equality. Okay, we'll give them equality. They want to hit us, we'll hit them back. But like I said, every time the man does hit the woman back, the retaliation is so much disproportionate to what he received. When you take the Chris Brown situation, Chris Brown came out and said, well, she hit him first, right? But then when you look at the pictures of her face, I mean, he didn't just hit her one time. Like the evidence basically not even suggests, to me, it just proves that he repeatedly beat on her. So, like, what did she do to cause him to repeatedly beat on her to the extent where her face was unrecognizable? So again, we have a hard time controlling our anger. We have a hard time just, when we get in altercations, we can't curtail our anger. We don't just hit once. We can repeatedly hit, and we don't stop until we don't realize what we've done in the end, right? The Ray Rice situation. He damn near knocked his wife out unconscious and looked like he gave her a concussion, right? There's nothing she could do that could come even remotely close to what he did to her. So this is what we have to be careful of as men. We can't live by this equal rights, equal lefts, because we're not equal. No matter what the feminists want to tell you, we are not equal. That's why there's different leagues for men and women. We are the stronger sex. It's irrefutable. So because of that, if a woman slaps us, the best thing to do is to distance yourself from that woman and get yourself out of that situation by leaving, right? Letting her cool down, right? African G says, what if I'm 5', 319 pounds and I slap you? Again, you could take a 15-year-old boy and put him up against a 30-year-old woman, and he will kick the shit out of that 30-year-old woman. It doesn't matter. We're just stronger. So that's the thing. So this is why, you have these people, oh, well, she hit him first. She deserved it. Again, there's no way she can cause anywhere near the damage, right, to him that he can to her. And he's aware of that. He's aware of that. Well, life's not fair. And there are double standards in life between men and women. Women can go into clubs for free, right? Because they're pretty, right? While we have to pay, right? There are quotas. Certain companies have to hire a certain amount of women, right? In the Army, their PT tests, they don't have to score as high as we do. They don't have to do the same amount of push-ups They don't have to run as fast. So there are double standards. The world is sexist. That's why you have a WNBA and you have an NBA, because men and women are not equal. That's why there's not equal rights, equal lefts. There's not equal rights, equal lefts. It's that simple. It's that simple. And there are double standards in this world. And sometimes double standards are good. You can't set the same standards for women that you can for men, because they don't have the ability to do a lot of the things we do physically. Right? That's why we don't send women into war, because they cannot fight with men. They will get destroyed. Right? So I just want to tell all these people out there who subscribe to the theory that, oh, well, if a woman hits you, you can hit her back. Always remember, she may slap you, right? But you slap her back and something bad happens to her. Are you going to still say, well, equal rights or equal lefts? Because again, the damage is not going to be equal. The threat is not equal. I'm just going to be honest. When you watch a woman throw a punch or try to hit a man, you can see it. You can see it coming a mile away. It's basically a slap. It's an arm punch, whatever it is. I mean, she can't hurt you. Generally, women are no threat to men. Now it's one thing if she's got pulling a gun on you, but even then, you just try to neutralize her, But all you got to do is look at these situations. She hit him once, and he went back and hit her multiple times, because that's how we're wired. We are aggressive creatures filled with testosterone, and who knows? I suspect, and I think even Dana White's probably on TRT. He's probably on hormone replacement therapy. I don't know. I think he is, though. I think he is. H, what's going on, brother?
Yo, what's up, Beeb? What's good, man? I think it's sad, man. What's really going on right now? Dana White is on video beating his wife. He's literally a woman beater. He slapped her 2 times, right? Okay, so people want to say that she hit him first, but people don't remember that Dana White was holding her. Like, he had her hands. He was like, he was trying to manhandle her, and she, slapped him to get Dana White off of him, like to get her off of, to get him off of her. So that's why she hit him, because he was holding her. He had both of her hands, so she slapped him. And then what did Dana do? Dana slapped her 2 times on video, but nobody's talking about it. I think you're go ahead.
I apologize for interrupting, H. He made contact 2 times, and he was going in for a 3rd and 4th before they broke up the altercation. You see, all the people separated them. Who knows how many times he would have slapped her if he wasn't stopped, is what I'm trying to say. Go ahead.
Exactly. See, so the thing with Tank Davis, he was only accused of accused of something he didn't do. Even his baby mom, she admitted that Tank did nothing wrong, but they made it seem like Tank was a monster, that Tank went to jail for no reason. It wasn't even a video of this one, right? But Dana White, who's on video slapping his wife multiple times, he doesn't get arrested. It's on video, bro. Nobody's even talking about it. You're one of the only ones, but you don't see no news channels talking about this shit. This should be everywhere. It's not even a clip on YouTube of this video of him slapping his wife. You can't even find it, bro, on YouTube.
Well,
why is that?
I have to respectfully disagree, H.
Okay.
TMZ is putting it out everywhere. I saw it yesterday. Other media outlets are out there, but none of the boxing shit. I know what you're trying to get at.
YouTube? Is it on YouTube? Look on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
I haven't found it on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta be honest, H. I gotta be honest, H. With all due respect, a lot of people who are Tank fans, and I'm not trying to frame you in that, but I've been criticized. A lot of people are say to me, "Oh, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that?" Well, the thing is once somebody does something like that, no one's really trying to suppress this information. That's why Dana White himself came out with an apology video, made an apology video, and and it's on TMZ's YouTube channel, right? So
Yeah.
it's out there. It's out there. And once
Yes,
TMZ,
that's the apology video. I'm talking about the
oh
actual
no,
video.
you can see the actual video. It's out there.
I haven't
Oh,
found it on YouTube. I've been searching
oh,
all over.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you,
but
man.
I,
Yeah.
okay,
I'll send it to you. No doubt. I'll send it to you, bro.
I could find it on Instagram. Like I seen it on Instagram, but it's not like the Tank situation.
Well, keep in mind now, H. I apologize for keep interrupting you, but I gotta get this in. When TMZ posts that up, right? If anyone else posts it, TMZ is going to give them a copyright strike. So that it's going to be harder to see it on YouTube. But it's out there. And people are talking about it on
not
YouTube.
Like that, not like the Tank stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. And Dana White is shit. He's making more money than Tank Davis. He's the owner. He's the owner of the UFC. This dude is big time, bro.
No, everyone's talking about this. If Dana White is like
that.
Now I'm telling you, go look at the Google trend. I'm going to send you this too because this was sent to me. Dana White's like number 5 right now, trending on Google searches.
What about Tank? What is he trending at? What was he trending at?
He's not even in the top 10, bro.
Not anymore, but a week ago he was.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You know, everyone has their own opinion. I read the statistics. It's not uncommon for women who are being hit to say they weren't hit afterwards for a number of reasons. When you have a guy like Tank, he's a 1% earner. He's the father of your child. You know, a lot of times, even though you're being hit by him, you're gonna stay. And 80% of the women that are assaulted by their partner, they're not just assaulted once. Tank's gonna have his day in court. I'm gonna be honest. I think he did hit her. I think he did hit her because the police report said that there was a bloody lip on her face. And again, these women aren't gonna screenshot themselves and do selfies and take pictures of themselves while they're getting the shit kicked out of them. Now, Rihanna did that because her face days later swelled up. That's her choice to do that. A woman shouldn't have to do that. If the police come and the police see her with a bloody lip, and it's in the police report, it's in the court documents, that should be enough. I don't think we should say, "Oh, where's the pictures? Where's the pictures? Where's the pictures?" Because you're not always going to take a picture. You're not always going to put it on camera. You may not even want to take a picture of yourself like that because you're embarrassed as a female. So, in my opinion, I respect your opinion, but I have to disagree with the fact that you need video and pictures. We did see video of him choking that girl and ripping her out of the seat.
And what happened? He ended up getting arrested for that. He ended up getting arrested. Why is Dana White not arrested? Why he's not getting arrested? What's going on with this?
Well, I mean, you could argue that too. Like, why? Like, did the wife file charges against him? Were the police called? You know, you could argue that if she wants to file charges against him, she can.
Well, you know? Even Tank, that incident where Tank put his hands on that girl at that basketball game, she didn't press any charges on Tank.
Oh, she did. But then they settled it. No, she did. Tank's got a lot of charges against him. He paid $250,000 to somebody that he beat up at an ATM machine. He settled it. He settled it out of court. You know what I'm saying? Tank, H, okay, we got to admit one thing, H. I mean, you don't have to admit this, but I'm just going to say this. Tank's got anger issues. Can we at least agree with that? He's got some anger issues.
Oh yeah, I believe so. I'm pretty sure.
So we can't just keep saying it's not Tank's fault. It's not Tank's fault. He's got to get help, brother. We got to. If you care about Tank and you're a fan of Tank, he's got to get help, man. We just can't keep saying, "Oh well, he only grabbed her by the shirt." Oh well, you know, he didn't hit her that hard. Like we
didn't
just
hit her though. He didn't. I think Dana White, he's actually, who needs more help, Dana White or Tank? Who's the one actually slapping a woman on camera multiple times?
Both of them need help, H. It's not either or.
Tank didn't hit her. We didn't see Tank slap a woman on camera like Dana White.
But H, once again, the police found her with a bloody lip. That's what they found when they were.
Yeah, they said it was a cut, like in the inside of her mouth when they got there.
Cut in the inside of her lip.
Okay, but there's still no videos. We don't know how that happened.
I know, but H. Okay, but H. let me ask you this, man. When you're in a fight or someone assaults you or someone attacks you, are you going to sit there and take pictures of the whole incident? When you're scared and everything, like you don't, that we shouldn't require these women to have to tape themselves being beat up is what I'm saying. You get what you get where I'm coming from, H?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
All right.
The thing is, if Tank, we believe Tank needs help. Okay, maybe he does. What about Dana White?
Everyone that does this, H, needs help. They have anger issues. And the whole excuse, well, I was drunk. What you do when you're drunk, you pretty much amplify who you are as a person, basically. If you're drunk, you're showing your true colors. You know, these are feelings. You're showing your true personality when you're drunk. Some people are angry drunk. Some people are happy drunks. It only reveals who you truly are as a person, in my opinion, when you're drunk. So I don't like the whole drunk excuse. So
yeah, and then we see evidence from Tank that his baby mother actually spit in his face. She ripped his shirt off, and then she put feces on his toothbrush.
All horrible things. All horrible things. All horrible things. If it's true, I mean, probably did do all those things. But once again, H, when what a woman does to us compared to what we can do to them, it's like I said, H, they're bringing a knife to a gunfight. Look what Ray Rice did to the woman that hit him. He knocked her out cold. He could have killed that woman, H. These are professional boxers. Dana White is a big, muscular man. You can't compare what he can do to what a woman half his size can do. It's not a fair fight, H.
Yeah, it's not. So he shouldn't be putting his hands on a woman, period. Talking about Dana or any. Exactly. So in the beginning of that video, that TMZ video, you see Dana White with his hands on his wife, like grabbing her arms.
I saw that, H. I saw that. He leaned over, put his hands on her wrists and said something to her. Whatever he said must have triggered her, and she slapped him. And then when you look at the slap, I mean, how much damage did that slap look like it hurt, H? Did that look like he was in danger in any way? And you saw the retaliation. He went back and slapped her 2 or 3 times and was going to slap her more. This is why, as men, it's in our nature to be aggressive. We are hostile creatures when we're angry. Our first instincts when we get mad is to be violent, most of us. That's not in a woman's nature. Women are feminine. They're docile. They are not aggressive creatures. And in the rare cases when they do show aggression, it's never going to be anywhere near as dangerous as what our aggression can rise to. And the amount of damage that we can cause to them is significantly more than what they can cause to them. So that's why I don't think this whole equal rights, equal lefts thing should ever be promoted. And I don't think anyone should subscribe to that, in my opinion, because of what I just said. That's my point here. And this whole thing about, well, what tank this, tank that. Listen, both of these guys are going to be put out there in public. They're both going to be criticized. Dana White says this is the first time he did it. I don't believe him. I think he probably could have. I think in 26 years of marriage, you mean to tell me that if you're that comfortable, once again, doing it in public, I'm going to have to say you probably did it behind closed doors and maybe even worse. That's just my opinion. That's just, and I'll stick by it. But go ahead, H.
Yeah, I feel like there should be some type of punishment for Dana White right now. It's like a lot of people giving him a pass. I feel like when it came to Tank Davis, that man, people was hard on Tank. That made Tank seem like he was a monster. He was a monster. But with Dana, I know you're holding him accountable, and a few other people are. But it's like it to me, it doesn't seem like the same type of energy. And we actually have video of Dana White slapping his wife multiple times, where we don't have a video of Tank actually slapping a woman or striking a woman like that. You know, that basketball game, we seen Tank like grab a girl, like grab her, lift her up, but we didn't see him connect with some type of strike, a slap, or a punch, where you see Dana White actually hitting her, you know, multiple times, man. So I feel like Dana White he's a piece of shit, bro. You know, that honestly, You know, so man, thanks for having me, Beeb. I
All
just
right,
wanted to
H.
tap in with you, bro.
No problem, brother.
Appreciate you,
Anytime.
bro.
You know you're always welcome here, brother.
Man, thank you, Beeb. Appreciate it.
All right, man. I mean, like I said, I don't like to make these comparisons. Like, what's worse? Both incidences are bad, bro. They're both bad. They shouldn't happen. And Dana White came out and said, there's no justification for me doing what I did. I was wrong. And Tank has in fairness to Tank, he's admitted, he said he was wrong for doing what he did to the girl when he snatched her up in public at that basketball game. He said he said he was wrong, but he also said he did it out of anger. Tank, we can't keep, trying to I'm not saying we're trying to justify what Tank did, but it seems like a lot of people are really minimizing what Tank did, and they're not looking at the big picture here, what the real problem is. He's got anger issues. When he loses his temper, he gets violent. And he's a professional boxer. And when he gets violent, it's not going to be the same as when a regular person gets violent. So we got to be, we can't just sit there and try to minimize what Tank did and say, well, it's not as bad as this, it's not as bad as that. Because the more we minimize it and the more we try to, I don't want to use the word normalize it, but let's just stick with the word minimize. The more we minimize it, the more we kind of do normalize it, and we look at it as not being that bad. And if we keep trying to say it's not that bad, then he's never going to get help for it, because everyone keeps looking the other way. He may need to get punished. He may need to do some type of jail time, because there's a pattern of behavior here, in my opinion. And unless something is done to stop that pattern of behavior, he's going to continue to do the same things. And who knows, Dana White, like I said, maybe there needs to be an intervention done with Dana White. Because if he, once again, I'll stick by my original claim. If you're that comfortable doing it in public, who knows what you're doing behind closed doors? Amok, welcome, Happy New Year, go.
Happy New Year, Feliz Navidad. I totally disagree with you, and here's why.
Okay.
In Dana White's situation, the aggressor was literally his wife.
Okay.
Why does he have to have the intervention when it's her that is the aggressor?
They both can get some intervention. I mean, she shouldn't be
Yeah, that's a
stopping him
good
either.
point. That is a
They
good
both
point.
they both can use
But-
some intervention.
But we're painting Dana White as the bad guy, the one that initiated everything. So we're basically subliminally giving her a slap on the wrist. We need to stop as men enabling that behavior. And I'm not, he could have, him being trained, he could have used submissive force, but he didn't.
Yeah. Well, do you see my point, though, when I say that the amount of damage she can cause compared to what he can cause? And and there's always
here's the counter argument, Bib.
Okay, go ahead. I'd
Okay.
love to give people their say. Go ahead.
I mean, do you see me, or do you see any like a man that can do physical force? Let's say like The Rock, messing with tigers?
No, we don't.
Exactly, because they know they're gonna die if they do that. So
Yeah.
her as a woman, she should think logical and rational. If she's gonna initiate a fight, expect the reaction.
Okay, I'm going to give you the example of Chris Brown versus Rihanna. There was an exchange. She hit him first, correct? Well, he said
I don't.
you may not know, but
I don't know that
he
situation. I'll be honest.
yeah, he said she hit it. He said she hit him first, and he still said that wasn't a reason to do what he did. Okay, so she hit him first. He admitted it, right?
Okay.
Look at his face, and then look at her face at the end of the exchange. That in itself tells you it can go farther left for the guy than it can for the woman. And
Exactly.
and
Which proves
let me
my
just
point.
finish. Let me just finish this one point, and then I'll let you go. And more often than not, every time the woman hits, the man's retaliation is very, very disproportionate in comparison. So you saw it. She slapped Dana once. He went and slapped her multiple times and was going to slap her even more if the people didn't intervene. So by nature, we are more aggressive, we are more violent, and we have a harder time controlling our aggression than a woman does. So once again, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. The woman's bringing the knife, we got the gun. We have to use a higher level of self-control and discretion. With great power comes great responsibility. Shout out to Uncle Ben. And that's applicable in this situation, in my opinion. Go.
It's not. It's condescending, and the reason why it's condescending is, do you blame a crocodile having a snapping jaw? That's his biological makeup.
Exactly. That's our biological nature.
If that's our biological makeup, then she shouldn't have done that.
Period. We're not justifying what she did, Amok.
So it's kind of like her, putting her hand inside a crocodile's mouth, a wild crocodile, and expecting it not to close his mouth.
Okay, but again, as intelligent creatures with a brain bigger,
exactly,
and our ability to use
makes it unexcusable for her.
Oh, she was wrong too. But sometimes, right? It's like this. I'm going to use an analogy, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to use an analogy. You have two rivaling gangs, right? And someone kills one of your members. So you go and kill one of their members, right? For revenge, right? But what happens at the end of the day? You both go to jail, right? And the two lives that are lost, guess what happens? They can't get brought back. So you may say, oh, well, I'm only killing one of their members because they killed one of our members. That's street justice, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what did you get out of it? You're both going to jail and the lives can't be brought back. You gotta use that same logic in situations like this, in my opinion. Drew, welcome. Happy New Year. Let Drew get in real quick, and then we'll go back to you, Amok. Go ahead, Drew.
From reading the chat, it looks like everybody, like if a girl hits them, they're going to hit them right back. But look at it like this. Imagine if that was your mother and a man hits your mother. Will it still be okay for that man to hit your mother? Even if it's your father hitting your mother, it still be okay, even if she throws the first punch? That's what half these guys are saying in chat. That it's okay for a woman, if she hits you first, it's okay to hit her back. And everything.
No, I'm not riding with that.
And people need to look at it like that also. Because you look at it like this, Tank got caught on camera choking a female. And he was still allowed to fight. Let's look at that situation. Let's look at the Royal Mail situation. He got accused of sexual assault. And that fight didn't happen, but Tank was allowed to fight, and he was on camera literally choking the girl. And people can say to the blue in the face, he didn't choke her. He choked her. They both have anger issues. They both were in the wrong, Tank and Dana White. And people need to stop saying that one's getting treated more than the other, because Dana White's not in the spotlight on that happened. And that happened a week later than the Tank situation. And tell you the truth, Tank has an anger problem. He admitted it. You got to give it to him for admitting he has an anger problem. Should the fight go on? Probably not, because the dude needs a little bit of therapy and needs some help. And people need to just really let the dude have some space to himself and everything. This Tank is getting so much on him because of that video of him choking that girl. And at the end of the day, men need to realize it's not right to put your hands on a woman. Even if she hits you, you gotta be the better person to walk away. And a lot of these men today are not the better person. We have a lot of domestic violence disputes. You got Ray Rice, what he did to his wife or his girlfriend. You got Kareem Hunt, what he did to that girl on the elevator one time. You got so many situations of domestic violence, and people are like giving people passes on it. And really, what's the next thing? So one of these two could actually hurt somebody serious, that they're gonna be on life support or something. Like, you guys in the chats, guys, you gotta do better. You gotta look at it a different way. Guys are just looking at it as a perspective of a fan, but not looking at it as reality. And really, men today gotta be better.
Yeah.
I agree on that. I agree on that phrase. My only issue is we're holding a different standard for males to females.
We have to hold different standards because we're not equal, Amok. We're not equal.
I
They
know.
can't do what we
I know,
do.
and that's part of the issue. We're allowing one gender
Sometimes
to
double
be the
standards
aggressor.
are good.
Sometimes, but this is not helping at all. Let's be honest.
Well, women need to be told they can't hit men too. I'm not. Listen, I am not giving. Here's the problem, man. I'm not giving women a pass here.
Nah.
They need to be talked to as well. They need to be reprimanded as well.
Yeah,
Well,
But the way you deal with it,
here's the thing.
the way you deal with it, two
what I
wrongs don't
seen,
make a right. Two wrongs don't make a right here, Amok, in my opinion. Go.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. But neither
Look
did
at it
the
like
first.
this.
The
Look at it
first
like
wrong
this.
didn't make a right.
Let him
there's
get it
also
out real
that.
quick, Drew, and then we'll let you respond immediately. Go ahead. Let him finish his sentence. You go right after him. Go ahead, Amok.
The thing is, in the Dana White situation, his wife was the aggressor. She went full on stupid mode, and that's on her. In Tank's situation, I remember watching the video, and he was like in some sports game. He was the aggressor.
Beeb.
All right, man. I'll catch up with you, man. Thank you for popping on. Go ahead, Amok.
And I just, the thing is, I hate to say it and be brutal and honest. I cuck for no one. I just see the context, and if people want to give certain people passes and privileges, I'm not. I just say it how it is.
I just think we have to use situational intelligence in these
Exactly.
in these events.
Where was her intelligence?
She didn't show good situational intelligence, and in fairness to what you're saying, she actually went against her gender, the nature of her gender roles. She did not show femininity in that instance. She showed masculinity, right? But
Yeah,
once
but
again,
you're talking about the modern women who really believe that in their eyes it's okay to hit men because she's a
it's
woman.
not. It's not okay to hit men.
And
It's not.
women need to do better, and they need to start raising women to be women, and they're failing at it. That's why I give no one a pass, man or woman.
Wouldn't it be best just either in Dana's situation, he's been married for 26 years, so obviously he's got 3 kids. He's not just going to walk away. But wouldn't the better route be, let's have a conversation, maybe let's get some counseling, let's maybe work on this? Or in Tank's situation, he needs to get away from these women because these women he's hooking up with, they don't seem to be the type of girls that you should be settling down with, right?
Yeah, in Tank's situation, it seems different because I mean, I'm just gonna be brutal and honest. Tank seems to be after the term that they use, thoughts.
I'm about to say that these girls are Instagram thoughts that Tank's going after. All you gotta do is go. And again, I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck. These girls are looking to finesse dudes. They're out there over sexualizing themselves. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They're on Instagram. All you gotta do, look at the 2 girls that Tank has kids with. Go on their Instagram. Look what they're doing. Tank needs to make better choices, bro.
Yep, he needs to find a better partner. But I think you made a great point. They need to go to counseling. That's a really good point.
In Tank's situation,
the Dana White situation.
No. I agree. In that situation, yeah, they got to go to counseling. In Tank's situation, he needs to make better choices. Now he got a co-parent. That's great, but he should probably spend as little time around that woman as possible because this is going to happen again, man. He's in a toxic relationship with this woman. He was in a toxic relationship with the other woman. People don't like to hear this, man, but this is a pattern. If you're going down the wrong road, you got to turn off that road, and you got to go down a different road, make a different direction in your life. And no one is saying this about Tank. They're just like, oh well, stay strong, man. Blah blah blah. And I asked a dude the other day on the radio show that we do on Sundays. I said, you think Tank has anger issues? He goes, no. Come on, man. Yeah. Like enough with the cognitive dissonance, man. Tank's got problems, bro. He's got anger issues. He's got some problems, man. And unless he addresses these problems, and Dana White has problems as well. Both of them have problems, and they have to be addressed. As you said, this is a different situation with Dana White. They've been
Yeah,
married
I
for
mean,
20.
I've been in a situation similar to Dana White, not a wife, but I had a girlfriend who assaulted me, and I didn't realize there was a cop behind me, and then I ended up using submissive force.
What happened?
And then it was funny because she was trying to get the cop to press charges towards me, and she went ballistic, and he ended up taking her to jail. At the end of the day,
See?
yeah, I end up
See?
I end
Well,
up breaking up with her, and I was like, yeah, that's a red flag. I'm not dealing with someone like that.
let me ask you a question. Do you think Dana White used submissive force in his exchange with his wife? Yes or no?
Nope.
Okay. So you use submissive force, and what I would suspect submissive force is in your situation is maybe you pushed her away or you grabbed her hands or I don't know what you did, but I'm sure you didn't strike.
Yeah, I
Am I
grabbed her, and she just was mad because I overpowered her, and then she
you
started
you
kicking me,
you
and I judo tossed her, and I mean, it is what it is, but the
okay,
cop ended up taking her to jail.
all right, fair enough. I mean, I'm not gonna, it is what it is. You do what
I
you gotta
mean,
do.
the thing is, I don't care if you're black, white, purple, green, male, female,
Now let me ask you
heterosexual,
this. Let me ask you
pansexual,
this.
whatever.
Let me ask you this, not to make judgment on you. Did you have to judo toss her? Could you have just grabbed her and you could have contained her?
No, I could have. I had to because I'm not. I'm just not gonna allow it. I respect myself as a person.
But
I'm not gonna.
if you just grabbed her and you held her and you said, "Honey, calm down."
Yeah, she was kicking me and trying to bite me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm done."
Okay, so while you were grabbing her, she was kicking you and biting you. So that's why you had
Yeah.
to toss her. Fair enough. I'm not trying to psychoanalyze you. I'm just trying to get to
No,
the
no,
crux of it.
you can. It's just
Yeah. Again,
I understand.
you and I would say we're kind of red pill guys. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, yes.
We're both red pillars, and we're not going to agree on everything on it. But but for the most part, we're about 99% in alignment here with a lot of these issues. But my big thing is I would just be afraid to retaliate because of I just know the damage that I'm capable of inflicting on somebody,
True.
particularly someone that's much smaller, weaker than me, and that kind of trumps everything else in these types of situations for me. And I think men and I think I have to put this message out there to men because imagine if you struck her and just didn't you just didn't do what you did. You showed great restraint in what you did, and I give you credit for that. But it could have went left if you didn't have that ability to show that great restraint. And this is what we need to teach other men out there because they're going to be in a world of trouble if we don't.
No,
You know what I mean?
this is where I disagree. We need to teach
Okay.
both. We need to teach both, and it can't just
Fair
be one.
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Point taken and accepted. But yeah, let's say that. Let's say that. Let's make a point to say to all the women out there, don't take advantage of a man because you know you're the weaker sex and you feel as though you can hit him because he's not going to hit you back. Don't try to make your man look like a sucker and a simp, and don't try to emasculate your man by hitting him. Don't do that. Don't
Yeah,
do
I
that.
mean,
Don't
just
do that.
imagine if the weaker guy punched the stronger guy, and you expect him not to react.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like I watched Logan Paul have an exchange with like kind of like a small guy, and the guy said something to Logan Paul, and Logan Paul was like 3 heads above this guy, probably outweighed him by at least 60 pounds. And the guy smart mouthed Logan Paul, and Logan Paul slapped him and kind of knocked him down a little bit. And I'm saying to myself, I mean, I don't know, like if someone looks so much smaller and weaker than me, is it even worth like hitting them? Just like walk away, or maybe tell them to go fuck themselves and walk away. Like, I don't
Well,
know, man. Maybe it's because I'm
it
53
depends on
years old.
context, babe. Context is always key because what if the little guy made it physical? Words are just words
No,
at
I'm
the end of
saying
the
if you
day.
didn't make it physical and he just smart mouthed me
Yeah, who
and he
cares
said,
then?
then you just walk away. Like Logan Paul made it a point to hit the guy, and I was like, damn. I mean, and he was caught on camera. He just looked like he's just like a bully in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's his first. I mean, if you think about it, that's his First Amendment right, freedom of speech. You know, if you can't handle that, then
Yeah,
North Korea is always accepting applications.
yeah, yeah. But that's the thing, man. So, do you think Tank should be allowed? Do you think Showtime should have scrapped this card? Or are you okay with this card going on with Tank Davis this
I don't.
Saturday?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't. I'm not fully aware of the entire situation, so I can't
Oh, okay,
really.
fair enough, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough.
I just know a little bit here and there.
Yeah, but I do believe if Tank doesn't address these issues, then worse things can happen down the road. And if he doesn't make a conscious effort to deal with this, then he's going to hurt someone really bad. And again, we have to stress Tank needs to make better choices with women. He's making the wrong choices with women. So Tank needs to make better choices. He just does.
Yeah, I think his situation's a little different. Although Dana White did lose it because he was provoked
What do you think?
physically.
What do you think of the arguments that we're making every time situations like this come out, and we see fans of whoever the person is who did the act? They come out with the defense, the whataboutism defense. Well, what about when so and so did it? What about when so and so did it? And then we make this comparison of who's getting criticized more. What are your thoughts on that? Because to me, that doesn't seem to be very helpful at all. Like what both Tank did and Dana White did, both. And well, you may disagree with this, but I think both were bad. You know what I mean? You may disagree. You may think that Dana White didn't do anything wrong, and that's your right to have your opinion on that. And I don't want to.
Well, I think he did. You have the right to defend yourself, but like he went from self defense to aggressor. That's
And
what he
that's
did
and
wrong.
that's my point. There's
But in
the
Tank's situation,
retaliation is
he was
always
aggressor.
disproportionate. It's always disproportionate in the man. I noticed that, right?
Yeah.
Look at the Chris Brown Rihanna situation. He didn't have a mark on his face after she hit him, and look at her face after he hit her in retaliation. That's why we have to be careful, in my opinion.
Yep. It's a dangerous time to be a man right now.
Yeah. I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing at my
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, yeah.
My brother's making faces and he's kind of mocking me, so I'm laughing at him because he loves to mock me when I do these videos. But so I don't want anyone to think I'm laughing at this domestic violence situation. I'm not. I'm laughing at him because he's mocking me. But yeah. So that's it, man. I mean, we'll see what happens. And Dana White, like I said, he's trending right now on Google. He's like number 5. So all these people that are trying to play the whataboutism game, I mean, Dana White's being criticized. He's under scrutiny right now. So it's not like he's getting a pass for his actions. Was he arrested? No. But again, the wife didn't know. The police weren't called. The incident was rectified before anything could escalate. So I think it's a different situation. But as again, you saw when he went back at her, he didn't just hit her once. He hit her multiple times, and that's the problem.
Well, I only seen a video where it was only, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 seconds long. She hits him, he smacks her, and then she ends up lunging at him, and then he ends up smacking her to kind of like, hey, what are you doing? You're gonna
Well,
lose this fight. And then it just seems like it was like
to me, when he hit her back, she kind of cowered, I thought, and turned away.
no,
And then
she
he went.
lunged.
You
He hit
think
her
I'm
a
gonna have
few
to go
times
back?
and then she
I'm gonna have
lunged.
to go back and look. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
and
I have to go back and
the
look.
tank situation, I've seen the video where he just ran. Well, it just looked like he randomly started choking her.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
So
crazy.
that's different.
It's crazy. All right, man. You have anything else on the topic? I mean, we kind of pretty much covered everything. Anything else to
No.
say before we close it out, man? What do you think? Who do you like this weekend, Tank or Garcia? You think this is going to have an effect on Tank's performance? Think that he could lose? Think there could be an upset, or what do you think?
Wait, Tank versus who?
Hector Garcia, the guy,
Uh,
the guy that beat Chris Colbert. He was a 25-1 underdog. He beat Chris Colbert. You may not. I don't know if you know that much about him.
Yeah, I do. Just a little bit, not that much. Isn't he supposed to be moving up or something like that?
Yeah, he's moving up from 130 to 135,
Yeah,
but he's
yeah,
visibly bigger than Tank Davis.
Yeah, I mean, you could be bigger. Doesn't mean you're gonna be more competitive at that weight class, though.
Yeah, I think Tank will probably knock him up, but I'm just curious. Do you think that there could be an upset because of all this negativity hanging over Tank's head?
No, I don't think there's gonna be an upset. You know, I think it'll be competitive until it's over.
I got you.
Until he's basically what you said. It'll be, somewhat competitive until he stops him.
Yeah, because it's funny if you look at Tank's last couple fights, he's actually losing a significant amount of rounds before he lands the KO blow. Like the fights,
Rolly Romero.
Yeah, he was losing rounds at he lost some rounds against Raleigh. He lost some rounds against Mario Barrios. He lost rounds against Santa Cruz, and Isak Cruz. I felt Tank barely beat him. Some people had it a draw, right? I had Tank edging that fight out. You know what I mean? That fight was razor close in my opinion, but I did think Tank edged it out. So Tank's been losing rounds, and if he can't get this guy out of there, it's going to be interesting to see if Garcia can score a decision here. But we'll see, man. But I'm gonna pick Tank by eighth round knockout stoppage, and he may not look great in the early rounds, but I think he'll come on. He'll end up landing that power shot. He's got the equalizer. He'll get. I think he'll get Garcia out of there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, brother, man. Thanks for popping in. Always a pleasure having you on, man. And I'll catch up with you later, man. Have a good day. Have a happy New Year to yourself.
You too, babe. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Be good, man.